more practical and to allow our students of the English language to make it fun and interesting at the same time.
The students, for their part, had no complaint about this learning seminar.
Since yesterday, we have learned a lot of things we didn't know before, and I'm very happy and I'm over the moon. I really thank Mr. Frank Tucker-Bank because the things we didn't know before, we already know this.
This kind of initiative fit perfectly with the vision of the Gabonese head of state, which aims that the country integrate the Commonwealth.
I think it's a fantastic idea for my country, Gabon, to visualize the possibility of being part of the Commonwealth, because I think English is obviously and ultimately the language franca. Any country, anybody seriously who really seeks to embrace the values of globalization has to look into being able to communicate in English. I mean, you want it or not, English is always going to be there as the principal tool for people seeking to communicate and open up to the world.
At the end of the seminar was crowned by a certificate award to reward the effort of these young people more than determined to learn the Shakespeare language.
From education to economy, Italian Swiss ship owner MSC has offered to buy French industrial and logistic group Bolloré Logistics activities in Africa. Let's watch the story for more details. Bolloré has infrastructures in more than 20 countries on the African continent, including a network of 16 port stations, warehouses, and road and rail hubs. Although small in terms of turnover, the African logistics branch achieved 2.1 billion euros in 2020. It employs more than 20,000 people. Italian-Swiss ship owner MSC has offered to buy the French group's logistic activities in Africa for 5.7 billion euros. The deal, however, will have to be concluded by the end of March next year. Nevertheless, Bolloré will maintain a strong presence in Africa, namely in sectors such as the media and telecoms. On the other side, the potential new owners, MSC, is a Geneva-based global shipping company with more than 100,000 employees. They claim a fleet of 560 ships and more than 100,000 employees. Also, they operate terminals from Singapore to Long Beach, California, Western United States via Rotterdam, and also run a road transport network. Also, the World Economic Forum, the WEF, will defer its 2022 annual meeting from January to early summer 2022. As a result of the global outbreak of the Omicron variant of COVID-19, the story is given by John Cyril Ondomungu. Watch.
The World Economic Forum, WEF, said in a news release posted on its official website that the meeting scheduled for January from 17 to the 21st in Davos cluster has been postponed due to the continued uncertainty over the Omicron outbreak. According to them, current pandemic conditions make it extremely difficult to deliver a global in-person meeting. Preparations of the World Economic Forum annual meeting have been guided by expert advice and have benefited from the close collaboration of the Swiss government at all levels. In addition to the fact that the transmissibility of Omicron and its impact on travel and mobility had made deferral necessary. According to the forum, participants in the annual meeting will instead join a headline series of State of the World sessions bringing together global leaders online to focus on shaping solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. Remember, previously, the World Economic Forum had canceled its annual meeting for 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
In health, according to the health of the World Health Organization, some activities such as Christmas fairs must be cancelled. Even if people are vaccinated, he believes that the human gatherings do not aid in the control of the COVID-19 pandemic. The world, according to him, has to be more conscious of the new variants that keep popping up all over the place. Maria Batista Bina for the details.
According to the WHO, the year 2022 must be the year in which we put an end to the COVID-19 pandemic, according to the Director General of the World Health Organization, who also urged leaders to work together to reduce vaccine inequalities. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has also sent a cautionary message as the holiday season approaches. We have all had enough of this pandemic. We all want to spend time with our families, but in order to better protect them and protect ourselves, this means canceling events in some cases, he added. During a news conference at the United Nations in Geneva, he advised families and individuals who want to spend time together during the holiday season to think twice. An event cancelled is better than a life lived less. In the coming years, the WHO is committed to doing everything in its power to put an end to the pandemic, he said, noting that better vaccination equity between countries was critical to overcoming the crisis.
The sports page opens. Justice never fails, no matter how long injustice prevails. The former Gabonese soccer coach of the national under-17 team, Patrick Assoumou Eyi, a.k.a. Capello, accused of sexually alleged assaults on children, hundreds of children we are talking about, was arrested by the police this 20 December. Watch the latest infos in this report.
Patrick Assoumou Eyi was arrested in Toum, about 40 kilometers from the capital Libreville, as he tried to flee to the interior of the country. Nicknamed Coach Capello, he is currently in the hands of the judicial police after a complaint was filed for pedophilia. At center of this scandal, the article published last week by the English newspaper The Guardian. Patrick Assoumou Eyi allegedly abused 100 children when he was coaching the under-17 national team. The investigation equally reveals that he passed out young people to high-profile personalities in sports and politics. On Friday, Sports Minister Franck Guéman said that Patrick Assoumou Eyi had abused hundreds of young boys in the course of his duties. Gabonese President Ali Bongo Ondimba had referred to a very serious and unacceptable case and had instructed to the Minister of Justice to open a judicial investigation in the national soccer community for sexual abuse committed against children, boys and girls, but also to extend the investigation to all national sports federations to eradicate potential sexual predators. The Gabonese Football Federation FEGAFOOT suspended Friday Patrick Assoumou Eyi from his duties on a provisional basis and referred to the Ethics Commission of the National Football League to conduct an investigation. Very well known in the Gabonese soccer community, Patrick Assoumou Eyi was the coach of the national under-17 team until 2017 and was since then technical director of the Soccer League of Estuaire, the province of the capital Libreville.
On a more joyful note, end of suspense in Cameroon. The president of the CAF, Patrice Motsepe, confirmed the holding of the African Cup of Nations in the country from January 9 to February 6. The 33rd edition of the Biennial African Football Tournament will indeed take place on the scheduled date. John Cyril tells us more.
One day will have been enough to remove the doubts after the visit of the Olympic Stadium, subject to many controversies. The president of the Confederation of African Football, Patrice Motsepe, announced that the African Cup of Nations will indeed take place in Cameroon. Motsepe said that CAF will be present in Cameroon in a few weeks. He added that he was proud of the work done. According to the CAF president, Cameroon is committed to ensuring that the problems raised in recent days are resolved. Motsepe was also very optimistic, indicating that this CAN, organized in partnership with the government of Cameroon, the Cameroonian people, CAF, and the new president of the Cameroon Federation, will be an opportunity to show the world the best of African football, the best of African hospitality, because it will be a successful CAN. The African Cup of Nations will be held in Cameroon on the date schedule, much to the chagrin of the European Club Association, which had threatened not to release international players for the African Cup of Nations, worrying about the health protocol of the new event against the background of the COVID-19 pandemic. This threat was dismissed out of hand by Cameroon, who made it clear that health protocols will be strictly adhered to.
It is the end of this news edition, but first let's review the main summary. In Gabon, a training session organized during 2 days in Libreville with the idea to make English accessible to all has been made available to the public to make them fall in love with this amazing language. Also, justice never fails, no matter how long injustice prevails. Patrick Assoumou Eyi, aka Capello, former Gabonese soccer coach of the national under-17 team, was arrested this Monday for allegedly abusing sexually hundreds of children. It is time for me to thank the news director Richard Songoman and the entire team for the production of this news edition. Information continues on G24 and our social medias. Subscribe, share and follow. For now, before I leave, I tell you to take care of yourselves and goodbye.